Guys, these are the 9 things I did to stop wasting my evenings after work. For me, I have a full-time job, so making the most of my evenings was crucial. I want you to pay close attention to number 7, because it's a big part of how I built my wealth. Even though I don't talk much about it on this channel anymore, it still plays a significant role in my net worth today. So let's dive into the 9 things. 1. Educated myself. The first thing I did in my free time after work was to educate myself. By this, I mean dedicating time to reading books, articles, and watching YouTube channels. I also listened to podcasts on topics like personal finance, side hustles, investing, and businesses. My goal was to gain new knowledge that could propel me forward, both personally and financially. Example 1. After finishing work at my full-time job, I started reading Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki to understand the basics of investing and financial literacy. One evening, I came across a concept about assets and liabilities that shifted my mindset about wealth. For some of you, this might mean pursuing certifications, enrolling in college, or other structured learning. For me, it was about diving into various areas that aligned with my current goals. This wasn't just about acquiring random information. It was about targeted education that would help me grow. I took my time seriously because time is the one thing we can't get back. This focus on learning set the foundation for everything else I accomplished. Example 2. I subscribed to financial podcasts like The Dave Ramsey Show and listened during my evening jogs. One episode inspired me to create a detailed budget, which became the first step toward getting my finances in order. 2. Built my side hustles. The second thing I did was to use my evenings to build up my side hustles. Between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m., I focused on leveraging my skills and talents to create multiple streams of income. This is how I built my eBay business, my real estate business as a landlord, my voiceover business, and my YouTube channel. I also wrote 2 books and started financial mentoring and coaching services. Example 1. I launched an eBay store during my evenings, selling pre-owned electronics I sourced from thrift stores. Over a few months, this side hustle grew into a reliable source of extra income. These activities were never done during my 9-to-5 job. My evenings became the time to work on what I called my real work. While I always gave my best at my full-time job, I saw my evenings as the key to leveling up my personal finances. Example 2. Recognizing my love for voiceover work. I set up a home studio and started freelancing on platforms like Fiverr. By dedicating 2 hours every evening, I gained my first few clients and eventually made enough to cover some monthly bills. 3. Developed high-paying skills. In addition to building side hustles, I used my evenings to develop high-paying skills. Whether it was voiceover coaching, building websites, or managing social media, I honed these skills to boost my income. I learned to tailor content for different platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, ensuring effective communication and marketing. For example, when I first started editing videos for YouTube, it took me 6 to 7 hours to complete a 15-minute video. Over time, I reduced that to about 1 or 2 hours. This improved efficiency allowed me to create more content, which ultimately led to greater financial rewards. Example 1. To increase my marketability, I took an online course in graphic design during evenings. I practiced creating logos and branding materials for small businesses, which opened up freelance opportunities. Example 2. I mastered video editing using Adobe Premiere Pro by watching tutorials after work. This allowed me to produce YouTube content, and eventually, I started editing videos for other creators as a paid service. 4. Budgeted and reviewed finances. Another critical activity was budgeting and reviewing my finances. After work, I would analyze my spending, track my progress, and update my budget. I focused on reducing liabilities and increasing assets, constantly refining my money management skills. Instead of watching TV or wasting time, I disciplined myself to prioritize financial tasks. Even when I did watch TV, it was often in the background while I worked on productive tasks like creating thumbnails or planning my finances. Example 1. I created a spreadsheet to track every dollar I earned and spent. On Sunday nights, I'd sit down to review my finances and plan for upcoming expenses, like saving for a car repair. Example 2. I used budgeting apps like Mint to categorize my spending and identify unnecessary subscriptions. One evening, I realized I was spending $200 a month on streaming services and dining out, which I immediately adjusted. 5. Networked strategically. The fifth thing I did was network strategically. I joined local associations related to real estate and other industries I was interested in. This allowed me to connect with like-minded individuals, build relationships, and learn from those who had achieved what I aspired to. For example, in the voiceover community, I spent my evenings engaging with peers, learning from them, and growing my skills. These connections often led to mentorship opportunities and partnerships that helped me advance in my chosen fields. Example 1. I joined a local real estate meet group that held evening events once a month. There, I met seasoned investors who shared tips on identifying undervalued properties. Example 2. Using LinkedIn, I connected with professionals in the voiceover industry. I scheduled evening calls to learn from their experiences and got valuable advice on improving my craft. 6. Researched investments. I spent a significant amount of my evenings researching investments. This included studying stocks, bonds, index funds, ETFs, REITs, and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. I learned how to evaluate investment opportunities, understand market trends, and make informed decisions. I also delved into real estate investments, studying neighborhoods, and identifying opportunities to grow my portfolio. This research was crucial in building a solid foundation for long-term financial success. Example 1. I spent evenings researching low-cost index funds, like the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, VTI. After a few weeks of studying, I opened a Roth IRA and started contributing regularly. Example 2. I read up on real estate investment strategies, focusing on how to evaluate properties and calculate ROI. One evening, I found a duplex listed below market value, which became my first successful investment. 7. Focused on real estate. From 2000 to 2008, real estate was a major focus of my evenings. I would drive around neighborhoods looking for vacant properties, talk to owners, and screen potential tenants. Managing properties, coordinating repairs, and handling tenant issues were all part of the process. While I don't discuss real estate as much as I used to, it played a huge role in building my wealth. These activities, done after my 9-to-5 job, laid the groundwork for a stable financial future. Example 1. I drove around neighborhoods in the evenings, looking for sale by owner signs. One time, I discovered a fixer-upper that I eventually purchased and turned into a rental property. Example 2. After dinner, I would research potential tenants and screen applications for my rental property. This ensured I found reliable tenants and minimized issues. Took care of my physical health. Taking care of my physical health was another priority. I used my evenings for activities like meal prepping, exercising, and playing basketball. Even a quick 20-minute workout made a difference. Whether it was lifting weights or going for a walk, I ensured I stayed active. While I occasionally took lunchtime walks during my office days, most of my physical activity happened in the evenings. Staying healthy wasn't just about fitness, it was also about maintaining the energy and focus needed to achieve my goals. Example 1. I committed to a 30-minute workout every evening, alternating between strength training and cardio. This not only improved my health, but also gave me more energy to tackle my goals. Example 2. Meal prepping became a Sunday evening ritual. I cooked and portioned healthy meals for the week, which saved both time and money while helping me stick to a nutritious diet. 9. Reflected and planned. Finally, I used my evenings to reflect and plan. Between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m., I evaluated my daily progress, set financial goals, and identified areas for improvement. Planning for the next day was a crucial part of staying organized and on track. This reflection time allowed me to focus on what mattered most and make adjustments as needed. Whether it was planning tasks or strategizing for the future, this habit ensured I maximized my productivity. Example 1. At the end of each day, I wrote in a journal about what I accomplished and what needed improvement. This reflection helped me stay focused and maintain a positive mindset. Example 2. Every Friday night, I planned the next week's goals. For example, I set a target to finish 2 chapters of a book on investing and finalize a pitch for a freelance client. Closing thoughts. These 9 activities transformed my evenings into a powerful tool for personal and financial growth. By using my time wisely, I achieved goals that seemed out of reach. While everyone's definition of relaxation differs, for me, working on these activities was fulfilling and enjoyable. Some people might prefer going to a game or a concert, but I found satisfaction in building my future. It's essential to find what works for you and make the most of your available time. If this resonates with you, let me know how you spend your evenings and share this with someone who could benefit from it.